Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous video, we have seen how to take input from the user by using input, and we have also seen how to take different types of data from user by using eval method. In this video, we will see how to take multiple inputs in a single line by using input method. So let's go ahead and see how exactly that works. Let's say I have this input. I am calling this input. I am asking a user to enter any number of values. Any number of values. So this is how we can actually take input from the user that we have seen in our previous videos. So when I execute this, I am in, let's say if I give this and I am actually getting a string, let us store this in some variable. Let us store this input variable and let us 1 2 3. If I go and see what exactly I have input variable, I have this string only 1 2 3 having. Let's say I don't want to have this string, I want these values are independent values. So for that I am using something called split. We have in Python, we have something called split. By using this split method, we can actually split the text in specific delimiter. What exactly this delimiter we will understand. Let's say in here, if I pass space, whatever the space that user is giving, that space will be divided and stored. Let's say let us go and see how exactly this works. Let's say I am using this 1 2 3 4. If I see the result, I am able to getting these independent values 1 2 3 4. How it works, how it takes this kind of things is that it takes this space in between these values and it was actually converted as list elements. Let us go ahead and instead of space I will use comma. So I am using comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and if I execute this I can still able to get these values because I am using here comma and I am passing comma separated values. This is how we can take input from the user by using this split method, and we can pass this whatever the value, whatever the thing that we wanted to split. So this is how we can take input from the user. But if you carefully observe, all these values are stored in a list, and also these values are stored as str type. Is this str type? To check, we have input variable of, let's say, take first element and check this type. So I am getting str type. So I don't want this str type here. I want only input integer type because I am reading these values integer types. So if you are wanted to take string values, you can actually go ahead with this only. But if you want to take any kind of other type of data, you can actually convert this to your own wanting type of data. To do that, we have three different approaches. One is using for loop, another one is using list comprehension, another one is using map. So these are all not discussed in this channel. So in the further videos, we will discuss more about this type of things like list comprehension map. So for the time being, I will try to make this as simple as possible so that you could able to understand. So I am getting this, let's say I am having this value here, right? So I am having this value, and by using for loop, I will be iterating through each and every value and try to convert that str type to integer type. So for that reason, I will be creating new list which is saying, let's say I and int list. So I am by default taking a empty list. So now I will be iterating through each and every element by using for loop. For in input variable. So by using this, I am actually iterating through each and every input value, and I can actually get this is each value in input. So now what I will be doing is that I will be adding these whatever the values that I am getting to this int list. So for that, I am using int list dot append. Dot append is one of the method for having list so that you can actually append elements to the list. So for that reason, I will be using dot append. I am passing this input. So I don't want to pass this input just like that. I wanted to pass by converted it as in int type. So I will be converting this as well. So this is how we can actually convert. So if we go ahead and see what I have in int list, I can see these values are of int type. So does that converted? Let us check by using type method. Type of, let's say I will take first element index of 0, so I can able to see int type. Previously we have this input variable having str. Now we can see the int type. So there is one method we can actually convert by using for loop. There is another way we can actually convert by using list comprehension. That is far more simpler than this process, but still we use for loop in that as well. Let's say initially I will be having a list, whatever the process that we will be doing. Instead of creating a new list here, we can actually do the process in the same list itself. So for that reason I will be using a empty list. In this empty list I will be iterating through each and every input variable or input variable. And what I am doing is that I am converting this input variable to int type. So I will be converting this in here at the beginning of beginning of the list. So this is how I can actually convert this. What I am doing in here, I am actually traveling through each and every variable, and I am actually converting this input of int type. So to store I will be using int list. So I will name this as int list. So when I execute this, I can able to store in int list. And let us go ahead and see, do we have it or not. I will be getting int list. So by using this list comprehension, we can actually convert any type of data to whatever the type of data that we want. You can use float. Let me use this float as well so you can understand more clearly. So that I am getting float values here like this. We can actually convert any type of data to any type of data that we wanted to convert by using this list comprehension or by using this for loop also. Let us go ahead and see one more different approach, that is map. By using map we can actually convert this str type to whatever the type that we wanted. So for that map, first we will be passing whatever the thing that we wanted to convert to map. So I wanted to convert this str type to int type, so I am using int here. So to read input I am having input enter values. So I am reading this enter values to take input, and I am using split method to split whatever the things that I am reading. So this, while reading these input methods, after splitting we are actually convert each and every value of that splitted elements by using this map method, and specifically we are converting that to integer type. So finally we will store this in list. So this is it. This is how we can actually store this in list after converting each and every value to int. So I will name this as map int. So when I execute this, I will taking this as like this. I am giving the values 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I go and check, do we have these values or not? Map int. So I'm able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So this is how we can actually convert the taking input from the user to whatever the type that we wanted. In here we are taking input. Here also we can actually take input and convert that as well. We have just missed that. So let us go ahead and convert this as well. So here I will take this as input enter values. So if I ask this, I will be 1. So I need to do split here. So split I am doing with spaces, and if I go and execute, this will work fine. So I am checking this, I am able to get these float values. Here also we can use input method to enter values, and I need to use split with, let's say for this time we will go with comma. And if I execute this by using 9 comma 8 comma 7 comma 6, and if I go and check these values, I am able to get 9876. This is how we can actually take multiple inputs from the user. So this is not so good approach. This and this are the approaches we use mostly, and this is the most widely used approach while taking the input of different types. So that's it for this video. If you find this video interesting, hit the like button, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching this video.